Hopefully y'all doing well on this Wednesday. Staying healthy, staying positive, staying productive, staying out of the way, staying centered, staying balanced, maintaining your peace in the midst of all the chaos that's going on. Got a quick topic I want to build on today, man. It's just a real quick topic. Got about 45 minutes to really build with y'all and chop it up before I get a client to come up in here and tear them down. So I'm gonna give y'all a chance to scroll on up in here, man, before I start building and diving into this topic for the day. Really important information, man. So hopefully y'all take some jewels from this information that I spit out today, utilize it to help you succeed in life. Because I really feel like this is a useful mindset to develop and nurture and just cultivate. So give y'all a chance to scroll on in, man, before I really start diving into the meat of the conversation or the dialogue. Idris, peace, what's going on with you? How you living? How you holding up? How this Wednesday treating you? Neo the programmer, peace, what's going on with you? How y'all living, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all holding up? Hopefully everybody doing good, man. Hopefully everybody's at peace, centered. Fungi, peace, what's going on with you? Carrie, that's what's up, man. Want to keep that energy going. Want to keep that energy flowing. Neo the program, man. Nah, somebody see you. Somebody see you. As long as one person see you, that's enough. That's all you need. It's somebody out there that see you. It's somebody out there that notices you. Just got to focus on that. Oh, Idris, most definitely. That's what you got to do. Stay out the way. Stay low key. Get to the grind, get to the money, get to the wealth. The best way to do it. Got to stay on our grind, got to stay focused, stay concentrated, stay committed. And that's part of the subject matter for the day, man. But like I said, I'm going to just give everybody a few more minutes before I start building on it. But Neo, hey, don't worry about people not seeing you. Sometimes that's the best way to operate and move. Sometimes it's best to be like a ghost to the people out here. You don't want everybody to see you. You don't need everybody to see you. Sometimes it's best to go under the radar. Sometimes it's best to be unseen. You can get a lot of things done when you unseen out here, when you behind the scenes and people not noticing you. Sometimes those people are more at peace than the people who are noticed by any and everybody. So sometimes that's the best way to operate. That's the best way to function, being unseen. So you got to take the best part of that. So don't focus on people not seeing you. Just focus on that being the best part. You unseen right now for a reason. You feeling like a ghost for a reason. Take the best part of that. Take the lesson. So that's how you approach that situation, man. It's cool being unseen. It's cool being unheard sometimes, man. It's cool being an underdog sometimes. It's cool being slept on. Like sometimes that's cool. That helps maintain that peace. It can even establish the peace, man. Just get more in tune with yourself. You ain't got to really worry about everybody else when you feel like you unseen, unheard. You got more time to focus on what you need to focus on in regards to your own personal growth and development. But hey, that's how I like to move, man. Under the radar. Under the radar. That's one of the best ways to move, man. I don't really like to rock with too many, man. So it's cool. Sometimes I like to just go ghost on people. Andronicus, peace. What's going on? Jamar, what's going on? How y'all rocking? How y'all living? How this Wednesday treating y'all? Nicholas, most definitely. That's the healthiest way for me to live, man. Hey, people are like, what happened to you? I said, nothing happened to me, man. I'm just focusing on myself. A lot of people can't handle that, man. When you start to focus on yourself, by default, you're going to have to go ghost. You're going to have to neglect other people. But you got to prioritize your health. So in prioritizing your health, you tend to go ghost on other people. But it is what it is. You got to do that. You got to do that. Seville, peace, what's going on? Sweet Tea, Tavine, what's going on? Sean, peace, what's going on? Nick, what's going on with you? Justin, how you living? Magic Rims, 9-year peace, what's going on? How everybody rolling, man? How everybody feeling? But I tell people this all the time, man. You should have a day, or you should have a time dedicated each day to you focusing on yourself, just going ghost. Like, you got to spend that time to yourself, man. You have got to do that. Especially if you deal with too many people on a regular basis, man. Sometimes you just got to go ghost, isolate yourself. Solitary confinement. I don't know if you all have studied a lot of people that were in prison, but a lot of people found themselves in prison via that solitary confinement, man, just being isolated. Just being isolated. When you isolate yourself, that's when you tend to find yourself and find out who you truly are. So that sometimes, at times, that's the best thing for you to do is just isolate yourself. Isolate yourself. Distance yourself from people. Isolate. You isolate that mind, you start to really uncover the truth within self. You start to uncover who you really are, unearth who you truly are. But the only way to do that is through isolation. I don't know too many people who can find themselves or discover themselves or activate the truth within themselves amongst a crowd of people. That's a distraction. That crowd of people, it's a distraction. Isolate, eliminate, minimize the distractions. Oh, AK Gorilla, it is definitely a must. Oh, Andronicus, I'm up and at 'em. About 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm up and at 'em. Oh, Jamar, you got it. It ain't nothing to it. Nothing to it but to do it. Yeah, Nanya, like I said, man, people drain your energy. People drain your energy. And sometimes, and what people don't understand about that when I say this, because y'all know, like I said, I'm introvert just by nature. You may not be able to tell by me doing these videos, but these videos are a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game opposed to interacting with people in the physical. But people can drain you. And sometimes when I say that, a lot of people think I'm just talking about people that spitting that negative energy. I'm just talking about interacting in general. That can be draining because when you interacting, when you gotta verbally speak, when you gotta listen, that's energy, man. It takes energy to speak. It takes energy to listen. And when you gotta do that day in and day out, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, that drains you. So just interacting with people, man, that can drain you. That can drain the mind. That can drain the mind. A lot of people don't understand that. I don't care about the nature of the conversation. Just interacting on a consistent basis is draining. It's tiring. Like to have to continuously just talk and listen, man, that's draining. That's draining. That's draining. So you got to deload. You got to isolate. Like I have to do that, man. I have to like silence. I need a period during the day where it's just total silence. Like I don't need to hear anything. Like people don't embrace silence, man. Like we don't embrace silence enough. Silence is crucial. Silence is crucial. Silence is powerful. But we tend to not embrace it enough, man. We always need to be distracted by some type of noise. Now, I need silence sometimes, man. Like when I wake up in the morning and it's silent, man, that's when I'm at my most creative state. Silence. Now, I want to just kind of segue into the topic for the day, man. Like I said, I got a little bit of time to build on this topic for the day, man. But I was reading this book dealing with basically the law of attraction, and it had brought up something, and it talked about mental polygamy. So that's why I named this mental monogamy. And basically what that is, man, it's just related to like business and succeeding in life. I also got a book, it's a business book called The One Thing. So this kind of coincides with that business book. So it's an approach. It's an approach and a mindset that I hope you all can just basically implement in regards to utilizing it to elevate your life. Basically what he talked about when he mentioned mental polygamy, y'all know how it is. You got the jack of all trades, master of none, and I'm pretty sure you all can probably vouch for this and then had experiences to where it's like multitasking. A lot of us value multitasking. I'm not a big fan of multitasking, especially when it comes to like business endeavors or generating wealth or generating income. I feel like I don't even feel like, this is just a fact. The best way to really manifest greatness and manifest success when it comes to like a business idea or doing something that you passionate about or interested in is focusing on one thing at a time. If you are an artist and you like to draw, focus on drawing, master that craft. What tends to happen is we have all these different ideas, all these different interests and passions, and we try to do all of them at the same time. That goes against the laws of physics. And again, you got that jack of all trades, master of none. And I always bring up this example. If your car broke down, who would you rather bring your car to? The person that fixes cars part-time, or the person that this is what they do full-time, like their whole business or their whole life revolves around fixing the car? Who are you more than likely to trust with your car? The person that does this part-time, they only fix cars when they can make time for it, or the person that this is what they do? This is all that they focus on. They live, they eat, and they breathe fixing cars. Who are you more than likely to trust? You got to take that same approach to life. And a lot of times that's why people don't really reach that level of success that they are striving towards, because they're trying to do too many different things. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I understand that you're passionate about a lot. I understand that you have a lot of interests, but focus on that one interest that's going to get you to where you need to get or where you want to get. Then when you master that skill, when you master that craft, and then it takes you to where you want to get, then now you can transition to something else. You can transition to another passion or another interest, or focus on another skill, or focus on building up another craft. But what tends to happen, man, people be trying to do way too many things at one time. That's basically mental polygamy. You're not committed to one idea, you committed to several ideas. That's not a good thing, man, in regards to just business, man, and just trying to succeed in life. That's going to set you up for destruction, trying to do too many things, trying to commit to too many different tasks and ideas at one time. That is not the way to roll. If you try and succeed, I am letting you know. Focus and commit to that one idea. That's mental monogamy. Commit to that one idea, commit to that one passion, commit to that one interest. Commit to it. Give your all to that one idea and that one passion. Give everything you got, all your time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears to that one passion, to that one interest. I guarantee there is no way that you can fail. No way that you can fail. But what you're gonna do is, when you start focusing and committing to all these different ideas, man, you're gonna drain yourself out rather quickly. You're gonna drain yourself out rather quickly, man. You trying to draw right here, you trying to fix cars on it. It's only so many hours in a day. It's only so many hours in a day, so why are you trying to fill up your time doing all these different things, but you mastering none? Mastery is what you should be after. The only way to truly be a master at a particular craft, a subject, topic, whatever the case may be, you got to put them hours in. You got to devote time to it. Got to devote time to it. If you want to succeed in something, if you want to take something to the next level, focus on that solely. Focus on that by itself. Into monogamy, commit to that idea, commit to that passion. Like, that is literally what you have to do, man. I don't care what it is. Like I said, I'm passionate about a lot, but that's what was holding me back, man. I wanted to do a million different things because I felt like I was good at a million different things. But me focusing on trying to do a million different things led to me actually doing nothing and being less productive. The moment I said, all right, I'm finna stop fooling with that, I'm gonna stop fooling with that, I'm gonna just focus on this. That's when I became more productive. So all that multitasking, saying I'm gonna do this for this hour, I'm gonna do that for that. No. Like, no, stop doing that. Even when you creating a schedule for your day, they tell you it's a difference between basically being like productive and just like efficient. Like, we can do a lot of things. That's basically being productive, man, just doing a bunch of things. That's productive, but are you efficient? Are you doing the things that you actually need to be doing? Are you doing the things that's going to actually take you to the next level? You need to focus on being efficient versus being productive. I'd rather be efficient versus being productive. Like I said, being productive, that just revolves around you doing a bunch of different things. So essentially, basically, everybody is productive. We always productive. We always doing something. That's being productive. But are you efficient with your time? Are you efficient with that time? Are you doing what's necessary to take you to that next level? Are you doing the most important tasks? So that's what I tend to tell people, man. And I've been there, done that. We gotta, like they say work smarter, not harder, but you can work smarter and harder. Like it's plenty of business books out here, man, that basically tell you just how to chop your day in half, like the 4-hour work week. That's a pretty good book, man. Just basically cutting that work day in half, man. We working too hard out here. Man. We don't necessarily have to do that, man. We in about 3 to 4 hours, man, we can get a lot done. We can get a lot done that 3 to 4 hour span. But again, like I said, we tend to embrace multitasking, so we doing a million different things. Our daily tasks about a million different things. No, chop that down to 3. What are the 3 most important things that you need to do today? No more than 3. No more than 3. Just focus on the top 3 things that you need to get done each day. Most of us, we don't have a top 3. We have like 10 or 15 things that we have to do for the day. That's too much, man. It's too much going on. 3 things, man. What's the top 3? Montel, peace. What's going on? Nick, and I know a lot of scattered brain individuals. I work for a few, but I know a lot of people with the scattered brain syndrome. With that, like I said, it always gets down to knowing yourself, just really analyzing yourself. We all, when you analyze yourself and you get deep, with it, then when you start bringing up your passions, your interests, your skills, your talents, then when you start really studying yourself, examining yourself, analyzing yourself, asking yourself certain questions, then you're going to reach that conclusion in regards to what it is that ranks at the top. What's number 1 in regards to the passion, skill, interest, talent, whatever the case may be. That's what I had to do, man. As they tend to ask you, what is something that you would do for free? And once I asked myself that question, I really realized what I was actually passionate about. What is something that I would do for free? That was an important question. That question helped me kind of figure out what it is that I need to focus on. So that was an important question in regards to me focusing on what I need to focus on from a business perspective. What is something that I would do for free? What is something that I enjoy so much that I would do it for free? That question is important, man. Once I answered that question, I was like, okay, got it. Because I only had one answer. I only had like 2 answers for that question. Jamar, most definitely. And that's why I'm talking about being efficient. So a lot of people pride themselves on being able to multitask. Man, I don't really care to be able to do that. Because the law of physics tells you can't focus on two things at the same time. So you just rapidly shifting your focus. So that makes you more susceptible to committing an error, to making a mistake. But if I'm 100% focused on this one thing, chances are I'm gonna be a lot more efficient in regards to the completion of that one thing that I'm focusing on. Antoinette, peace, what's going on with you, Queen? Yeah, organize tomorrow, today. I read that joint. That's a pretty good one. The 10X Rule, that's another good book. Yeah, Carrie, and that's what I'm talking about. Focus is the key. Focus, not multitasking. A lot of people, even when you are applying for some of these jobs, they make it like they value the multitasker. They value the person that can multitask. And I think that's a negative. I think that's bad. I don't really care about a person being able to multitask. That's just showing me that person may be more susceptible to make a mistake. Oh, you like working at the bank, you trying to talk on the phone, you trying to do a transaction. Like more than likely, you keep trying to talk on the phone and talk to other people while doing a transaction, your chances are a lot higher in regards to you messing up that transaction, giving somebody too much money or not giving somebody enough money. Whether if I just focus on the transaction, then pick up the phone, I decrease my chances of making that mistake or committing that error. All magic rims, most definitely, and that's all you're doing. You rapidly, and that's another thing. I got a pet peeve. When I'm talking to people and they focused on their phone, like they looking at their phone while I'm talking to them. One reason why that's a pet peeve for me, because I know the law of physics. You cannot be listening to me fully if you are looking at your phone while I'm talking to you. That is impossible. So I can't stand that. That's a pet peeve. That's a pet peeve of mine when I'm talking to somebody and they just looking at their phone and they swear up and down that they actually paying attention. That is impossible. You cannot be doing that. You cannot be doing that. You rapidly shifting your focus. So you're not really truly paying attention. If I'm talking to you and you looking at your phone, you're not. I need your, what they call it in school when you was a child, your undivided attention. They call it that for a reason. They call it that for a reason, man. So when somebody is talking to you, man, just don't scroll on the phone. Pay attention. Pay attention. You can hear, it's a difference between hearing what somebody is saying and then comprehending and listening. So a lot of people think simply because they hear what you're saying, that they listening or they comprehending or they digesting what's going on. It's a big difference. Yeah, you can hear what I'm saying, but that don't necessarily mean that it's registered. So nah, like that's a big pet peeve I have, man. You cannot be on your phone and then comprehending and truly listening to what's being said. And to that, most definitely, you can definitely send me that email. Oh, Alfred, if you want to make your money work for you, the biggest thing that I do, I recommend investing. If you truly want to make your money work for you, dividend investing is one of the things that I recommend. And basically, the advice that they give people when they are investing for the first time, they tell you to invest in what you know. So whatever it is that you purchase on the regular, whatever it is that you support on the regular, invest in that. If you buy Nike on the regular, buy you some Nike shares, man. If you rock with Amazon, if you always purchasing things off Amazon, look into some Amazon stock, like whatever it is, your phone, if you with Verizon, go get you some Verizon stock. So invest in what you know. Don't make it too complicated when you just getting into the game. Invest in what you know. Like I started investing when I was working at a bank. So I knew banking based off of what everybody was telling me and based off me kind of studying the industry. So I started investing in banks, Bank of America, US Bank, things like Regions Bank. Like I started investing in banks because I knew a little bit about banking. D, peace, what's going on? But I definitely recommend investing if you're striving to make your money work for you. If you're striving to make your money work for you, man, you got some money that you want to just put into something, I definitely recommend striving to invest. You do have certain accounts that generate a nice amount of interest, man, but I definitely recommend investing. But again, just start with what you know. Nicholas, most definitely. Basically, when that happens, that's letting me know that the person really wasn't listening. They was just waiting for me to get done so that they can respond because they may have heard one thing that I said that they didn't necessarily agree with. So the whole time they were just waiting for me to finish just so they can say what they needed to say. So they really wasn't listening. They was just waiting. All right, D, when it comes to being successful in business, like I said, the first things first, you want to make sure like you 100% committed to whatever the business endeavor is. So don't be trying to do multiple things at one time. You got a business, man. If you listen, like I'm in the fitness space, man. I'm not trying to do all type of things. I'm not striving to do a bunch of things that's unrelated to fitness, that's unrelated to motivating people, that's unrelated to passing out this type of information. Like I'm not striving to do a bunch of things that's unrelated to that main focus. So whatever it is that you got to give your all to that business endeavor. You want to give your all to that business endeavor. Like that's the first thing. Secondly, depending on the business, the one thing that's important and another reason why a lot of businesses fail is because of marketing. They don't market properly. So you want to be able to learn some marketing skills. You want to figure out who your target audience is, who your target customer is, and things of that nature. So like that's an underrated aspect of succeeding in business, man. Just learning the basics of marketing. So those two things, man. Figure out what it is that you want to do, and then give your all to it in regards to mastering that craft. So if you trying to be a chef, then you just need to you should spend all the hours in your day, all the extra hours that you have in your day, man. It should be mastering how to be a chef, mastering how to cook. You should spend all your time studying how to cook, studying recipes, experimenting with recipes. That should be how you spend most of your time. So you need to spend all your time and your energy, all the extra time that you have, mastering that craft, studying that craft, researching that craft. Then once you do that, then you just focus on your target. You focus on marketing. You focus on the target market, man. Who is it that I'm striving to target? Who am I striving to reach with my food? Who do I need to hear my message? How do I get them to hear my message? What platform would be best for my message or for my product or for my service? So you got to figure out things like that. So those are the top 2 things for me. D, not at all. No. And Jamar, no, I used Robinhood back in the day, but now I use TD Ameritrade. I have a TD Ameritrade account, but I used Robinhood back in the day, and I just got away from it for some reason. But now I use TD Ameritrade for investing. Yeah, Jamar, and there you go. There you go. You focus on being the best physical therapist and chiropractor that you can be. And everything else is going to flow from that. Terenzo, peace, what's going on? But yeah, everything is going to flow from that. You just master that craft. Everything is going to flow from that. Everything is going to flow from that. Yeah, Tavon, most definitely, man. You can learn a lot about people just based off of how they listen. Like you can, or just how they pay attention. You can learn a lot about people. You can learn a lot about people, man. You can learn a lot about people. Jamar, and that's the best way to do it, man. The best way to do it is to read about whatever it is whatever your craft is, whatever it is you're passionate about. One of the things that they recommend is kind of learning some things about it before you go to sleep, man. That's tapping into the subconscious. It's tapping into the subconscious, man. So it really helps. It helps with memory. So if you got something like that you're passionate about, man, the best time to read about it is before you go to sleep, because again, it's going to register. It's going to stick. It's going to resonate. It's going to be embedded in that memory. Jamar, TD Ameritrade, and you don't necessarily need a broker. Like I do everything on my own solo dolo with my TD Ameritrade account. Yeah, Tavon, like I said, and most people, let's be honest with you, most people just suck at actually listening. Most people act like it's an art, it's a science to listening, and most people are not good at listening. Most people are not good at that, man. It's an actual science and art to it. That's an actual skill, like being able to listen. A lot of people are not good at listening. Most people hear what they want to hear, or they just don't listen. They're not paying attention. They focus on other things. Like that's what people tend to do when you're talking. So, I mean, man, it's important. Like listening is very important. It's very important. Terenzo, most definitely, and that's the 6 in our mathematics. It's equality, which equates to balance. So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Dominique, what's going on with you, my brother? Alfred, when it comes to the pineal gland, basically the scientific term for it, it's a lot of different ways that you can activate that gland. Meditation, watching what you eat. For the most part, that gland is closed, or calcified, as they like to call it, via what we eat. So we eating a lot of this processed foods. These animals, poison animal eaters, as I call them, that calcifies that pineal gland, what you would call a third eye. So a lot of that has to do directly with what you consume. Then once you start to clean up how you are eating when it comes to the pineal gland, then you want to tap into things like meditation. You want to do visualization techniques and things of that nature. Then that's going to really tap into that gland and activate that gland. And that's going to really help you manifest some things. But for the most part, that gland is typically distorted and deactivated via what we eat. To Renzo, I've been on and off with investing for it's probably been about, man, I read this book maybe like 2-3 years ago on dividend investing. And like I said, you can learn a lot. Like what it is, I started studying the major players in regards to investing. Like one of the main ones that I was studying was Warren Buffett. So you learn a lot from him. Like again, one thing I told people too in regards to investing is you just watch when they start taking their money out of the stock market, then you know something about to happen. So you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot by studying that stock market. It's a game. It's a game. So you got to literally learn how to play the game because they know how to play the game, and most of them, that's one of their main wealth builders is investing. One of the main wealth builders for them is investing. And a lot of them swear by dividend investing. See, I'm not into like day trading and things of that nature. I'd rather be what they call, value investing. And I'm in it for the long term. So I'd rather find me a company, a respected company that's got a good history, that's been around for a long time, and I don't see them going anywhere, and they offer the dividends, and I just buy a lot of shares in that particular company, and I just sit on it. And I just keep buying up the shares, and then I reap the benefits from the dividends. Beast by Bless Zone Out Music. Peace. What's going on? Oh, Dominique, man, all that is you tapping in. You remember me saying, I say this all the time. When you master self, you master the universe. When you master self, you master life outside of self. So when you meditate and you start tapping into yourself, getting in tune with yourself, guess what's happening by default? You getting in tune with everything and everyone around you. So that's all that's happening. The more in tune you get with yourself, the more in tune you get with life around you or life outside of you. That's how that works. That's why I say when you focus on the internal, you master the external as well. So you tapping into that internal source is allowing you to be able to tap into the outside source, that universe, because it's no different. We all are one. We all connected. So you able to tap in. You able to read people a little bit more, a little bit better, because you tapped into yourself. So you able to feel some things that you wouldn't have been able to feel if you wasn't tapped into self. Oh, Plant God, when it comes to 1 meal a day, basically it's crazy. And they never really want to give credit to the black man for anything. What's crazy about the 1 meal a day? Because I first read about that when I started studying Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live. And back when he was talking about it, a lot of people were shunning it. A lot of people saying, you shouldn't be eating 1 meal a day. You need to eat 3 meals a day. Y'all know the information that they were spitting out, telling you that you need 3 meals a day. Guess what? Science caught up to what Elijah Muhammad was talking about, and guess what they did? Instead of giving credit to Elijah Muhammad, they put a term on it so they can look like they created it and called it intermittent fasting. So that's what they did. They got that from Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad was telling people to eat 1 meal a day way back in the day. Way back in the day before intermittent fasting was even a thing. He was saying 1 meal a day way back in the day. Then they take it and they say we're going to call it intermittent fasting. But it depends on what your goal is. Like, depends on what your goal in life is. That 1 meal a day can work well for you as long as it's a balanced meal. As long as it's a balanced meal, then it can do wonders for you. And Sadiq, the main benefit from 1 meal a day, basically it helps control your weight. That's one of the main benefits, is controlling the weight. So definitely, if weight loss is a goal that you may have, 1 meal a day can work wonders for you. And let's say you bulking up. And let's say you eating 5 to 6 small meals a day, then you get to a weight to where you're satisfied. Now you just kind of want to lean out and shred up. That 1 meal a day can be useful. Oh, Alfred, no, working out is a form of meditation, and working out is a form of meditation for me. Working out, man, like my man Stickman said, the gym is my religion. I pray on the bench. Like, that's working out is that for me. Working out is definitely that for me. The gym is my church and all that type of stuff. The gym is my temple. That's where I go, where I worship these weights. Like, that's what I do. But yeah, that 1 meal a day, man, Elijah Muhammad had been talking about it, but they never want to really give the black man any type of credit. So they not going to give credit to Elijah Muhammad. They going to say that they always talked about this. They always promoted it. Nah, for the longest, they was promoting and telling everybody to eat 3 meals a day. That was the standard in America. They wasn't out here talking about 1 meal a day. They wasn't out here talking about intermittent fasting. They just started talking about this type of stuff, man. But Elijah Muhammad been talking about it, but they never want to give credit to the black man. Y'all know how that go, though. Static saying, peace, what's going on? Yeah, playing God, most definitely, yeah. And that energy, like I said, depending on what you consuming, like it can definitely boost that energy. And it can make you feel light, like that light feeling. Seville, man, the book that I got, I think it's like Dividend Income Made Easy or something like that. Man, I forgot the name of the book, and I don't got it on me because I read it some years ago. So I'm gonna have to go back to the spot, then I'm gonna have to go get that book, man. But it's like Dividend Investing Made Easy or something like that. It's a few decent books on dividend investing, but I read that one book, man. It was like 80 pages, and it told me everything that I needed to know. But I'm gonna definitely go when I get back to the spot, man. I'm gonna find that book and I'm gonna try to put it in the comments or something. Oh, Dominique, most definitely, man. People don't understand, especially with this COVID, and this COVID got a lot of people. Master the Day Body and Mind Fitness. Peace, what's going on? But this COVID got a lot of people afraid to do things that they need to be doing for their body. I said one thing that I know that you need not to do is be inactive. You need to be active. That helps your immune system. That strengthens the immune system. That builds the immune system. That keeps the immune system healthy. So that's counterproductive. Y'all sitting around at the crib afraid to come out and do and exercise and just gaining weight, being a couch potato. How is that helping your immune system? How is that helping your health? No, you need to be active. You can't let this virus spook you into the point where it got you putting on 30, 40 pounds and making you more susceptible to diabetes and a heart attack and high blood pressure and all that. Man, you walking around eating all this junk food, not moving, sitting around all day. You afraid to be active. Like, come on now. All right, bro, if you need to lose 200 pounds, what I recommend, this is what I recommend with that. When it comes to losing weight, like a significant amount of weight, basically what 1 meal a day is going to do, that's reducing calories. So at the end of the day, you can do the 1 meal a day if you're striving to lose like 200 pounds, but what's going to happen is you're going to hit a wall because your body going to adapt and adjust to that 1 meal a day. So let's just say that 1 meal a day is 1,000 calories and you used to burning 2,000 calories. All right, so after you do it for about a month, 2 months, then your body gonna get used to you consuming only 1,000 calories. So it's gonna adapt and adjust. So then basically, let's say you lose 20 or 30 pounds. Once your body adapt and adjust to you bringing in only 1,000 calories, you will hit a wall. When you hit that wall, you're gonna either stay at that 30-pound loss or you're gonna put the weight back on. The best way to do it, the best way to approach something like that is you gotta constantly change it up. The best thing to do in regards to losing that type of weight is to go days where you can just fast with no food, 24-hour water fast. So the 5-2 is what I recommend for that. So basically that's 5 days where you consume food, and then you go 2 days out the week where it's just water, 24-hour fast. Or you can do 4-3. That's 4 days where you eat, 3 days where you fast. Strictly water. So you basically what I'm saying is you want to switch it up. You want to switch it up, man. You want to do different types of fasting when it comes to losing a significant amount of weight because the body will adapt and adjust, especially if you reduce calories. So it's better to go 24 hours on a full fast, a full water fast, opposed to reducing your calories on a daily basis. That's only going to work up to a point. Static saying, then you could do like some little calf raises. You can start with some calf raises to help strengthen the ankles a little bit. And then it's like some little stretches you could do with some calves, like well, not your calves, but your ankle. Do like some ankle rolls. You roll them inward for like a 10 count, 15 count, 20 count, then you roll them outward. And then you could take the foot and you can go up and down with it. That also strengthens the ankles. Dominique, and that's what it is. That's all. That's the remedy. Exercise and eat clean. Alfred, when it comes to the sexual energy and mastering that temptation, that's a matter of your willpower, man. You gotta counter that thought. You gotta counter that temptation with something else. You gotta counter it. Whatever it is that you need to counter it with, you just gotta counter it, man. You gotta counter it by thinking of something else every time that thought arises. Every time the temptation arises, you gotta have a go-to thought that you can counter it with. And Sadiq, when it comes to hunger, for the most part, your body can go days without food. Your body can't go that long without water, though. So for the most part, when we think we hungry, we actually just thirsty. Like if you just ate some food 3 hours ago and your stomach is growling, I can tell you you're not actually hungry. You just ate 3 hours ago. So a lot of times, and for the most part, when it comes to hunger, it's more so programming and conditioning. So like we eat at the same time each day. It may be certain environments that trigger that hunger pain. But for the most part, the reality of it is we're not actually hungry. So what I tell people is just drink water. Because at the end of the day, it's conditioning. So you may eat at, basically what I'm gonna say is, in regards to an analogy for that one, we break it up: breakfast, lunch, dinner. So we associate times with breakfast. So that's in the morning time. So for the most part, we program to feel like we are hungry in the morning time. Lunchtime is typically noon to about 2 o'clock. So once again, we program and we condition to feel like we hungry at those times. Dinner time, for the most part, when you're done with work, maybe about 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So again, we condition and program to feel like we hungry at those times. That's all conditioning. They did scientific experiments on dogs. I don't know if y'all heard of Pavlov dogs and that whole experiment, but that just shows and proves that it's all conditioning. It's all conditioning. And sometimes even like just smelling food or seeing the food can activate that thought of being hungry. So it's a lot of different things that just activate that thought of being hungry, but you're not actually hungry. So just substitute it with water, because like I said, man, you can go, man, for the most part, we never even get through the burning of the carbs, the glucose. That's why a lot of people have a hard time losing weight, because we don't even tap into burning the body fat. So in order for you to really be in starvation mode, you got to burn through the glucose, the sugar. Then you got to burn through the fat. Then that's when you start tapping into the muscle a little bit. It's going to take days for that to happen if you consume nothing. So just imagine if you consuming food on top of food, meal on top of meal, like you rarely able to even get to burning the fat. So y'all, you can go days without eating. So we not hungry, especially if you just ate 2 to 3 hours ago. You ate breakfast and you think you hungry. So you ate at 8 o'clock and you think you hungry again at 12? No. So for the most part, man, you just thirsty. Yeah, Terenzo, definitely that muscle confusion. You got to do that with everything. Jamar, get away from it. At Crack Donald's, get away from it. James Brown, I more so drink alkaline water. Distilled water serves its purpose, but I drink alkaline water for the most part. Yeah, plant God, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all conditioning. That's how the 1 meal a day can work, because you essentially adapt and adjust to that schedule. So a lot of the issues that we face with like hunger and weight loss and weight gain, it's all hormonal at the end of the day. So even when your stomach is growling, like you got to understand that that's conditioning. Your mind, this is the time of the day where you eat. So the way that your body got to remind you that this is the time of the day that you eat, Stomach gotta growl. That's why I tell people, man, the body is all wise and intelligent. So that's why you gotta watch the habits that you pick up. You gotta watch the habits that you pick up, because some of these habits are hard to break because the body gonna get used to it, so it's gonna start sending off signals. So that's why you don't want to have those problems. When the body starts sending off those signals, it becomes that much harder to destroy that habit, because now the body used to it. And contrary to the popular belief, the body don't like to work hard. The body likes to work smarter. The body likes to work smarter, not harder. So once the body realizes that this is something that we do on a consistent basis, then cool. Travian, man, at the end of the day, when it comes to dealing with somebody in regards to a relationship that's stuck in the matrix, it's about priorities, man. Like how important is it for you to be in a relationship with someone that's not stuck in the matrix? Because at the end of the day, you really can't make anybody change. You can't make anybody see the light. So it's basically, how bad do you want that relationship to work, and how important is that in regards to you being in a relationship? Beautiful Goddess Keys, no doubt. Appreciate you. But Trey, man, at the end of the day, I'm not a forceful person, man. So as a man, basically from the culture that I've came from, man, everything is gonna revolve around you. So at the end of the day, when you lead by example, like those around you, they will follow suit. So if you lead by example as a man, like if this woman is serious about you, she gonna follow suit. She gonna take heed to your actions. Now, that's only if this woman really is really down with you, really fools with you. If not, she not gonna do that. She not gonna follow suit. And that's basically what we talk about, the magnetism, being magnetic. Like, you're gonna attract that. That stuff is gonna revolve around you. You're gonna attract that, man. So at the end of the day, it revolves around how important that is in regards to a relationship for you, and then whether or not she truly fools with you. So at the end of the day, man, if you strive to make a relationship work, and you see that she's stuck up in the matrix, but you would rather her not be stuck up in the matrix, but it don't seem like she willing to listen to anything that you saying, then it's like maybe that wasn't meant to be, and you got to take heed to that sign. Don't force it. Don't force it. Because at the end of the day, when you a man, and you operate that higher level of intelligence, your universe going to follow suit. It's that magnetic. Like that, it's going to follow suit, man. And if not, what we say, it's going to repel. But a lot of times we try to force things to be. So we have this idea in our minds about the potential in regards to this particular relationship. But sometimes that's not the reality, man. So we want things to be other than what they truly are. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you got to look at stuff for what it is instead of what you would like it to be. So that person just may not be a good match for you, even though you may want it to be. Because if y'all know my wife pretty well, when she met me, she was a Christian. She was into religion and all that. Y'all know I wasn't into none of that. But I didn't force anything on her because I'm not that type of person. So I said at the end of the day, she saw me going to my parliament. She saw me studying my lessons. She saw me read my book. She saw that I was really about this life. She was like, this dude is like, this stuff is changing his life. She saw that. And then that made her gravitate towards what it was that I was studying, the way of life that I was living. But not one time did I say, hey, you need to study these lessons. You need to get away from this religion. Now, if a topic came up, I spoke my piece on a religion. I spoke my piece on the things that she was dealing with. But if it didn't come up, I just went about my life. And that's all I did. I didn't force anything on anybody. I was living my life. I was living out my truth. And then lo and behold, she gravitated towards it simply because she saw that it was something that I was committed to and something that was helping me improve as a person. Oh, I ain't dealing with nobody that's narcissistic. See, sometimes we got to understand that. Some things you just don't have to tolerate and deal with. Like some things you just don't have to tolerate and deal with. I'm not about to compromise. I'm not finna deal with like narcissism. That's not something I'm finna deal with. So you gotta have your principles. You gotta have things that you willing to deal with, things you just not dealing with. I'm not dealing with somebody that's narcissistic. So at that point in time, like you either gonna change how you are, or I'm just walking away from that. I'm not dealing with somebody like that. Tavon, when it comes to dealing with a toxic person that I live with, at the end of the day, like I said, you either about to become a product of your environment or produce the type of environment that you want. So I'm gonna start producing an alkaline environment, and that person just gonna have to get with it or they gonna have to leave. So I'm gonna counter that toxic environment by producing a clean environment. I'm neutralizing it because I'm not gonna allow that person to bring me down. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna produce the type of environment that I need. I'm gonna counter that toxicity with positivity. Dominique, yeah, relationship hopping could get dangerous. I always suggest people, and I was even in this boat for a minute, but I suggest people, man, find themselves, man. If you like, you don't need to be hopping in and out of relationships, man. Like that's no good. Find yourself. Discover yourself. Discover who you truly are. Discover what it is that you need in a partner, in a significant other. Doing all that hopping, I'm not necessarily a fan of it, man, depending on the situation. Especially if you just got out of a long-term relationship, then it's obvious as to why you are doing that. Yeah, Alfred, and that's what it is. And that's what it is, man. I can't, like, y'all know I met my wife, like I was already involved in the culture that I was in, and I was just committed to it. I ain't let nothing knock me off. I was like, yeah, you can deal with your religion, but at the end of the day, I'm finna study these lessons. I'm finna read these books. Like I just stayed committed to what I was doing and the life that I was living at that time in my culture. Zucko, peace, what's going on? That beautiful got his keys, and that's the key. They toxic, let them go. Sometimes people say that's easier said than done. But at the end of the day, you gotta value your sanity. But narcissism, no good. I ain't dealing with that. It's some things I'm not dealing with. Yeah, Jamar, there you go, man. You gotta have your cutoff points, man. Some things just should not be tolerated. Yeah, Tavon, that's why I said that's why I say if you're doing all that hopping, then it's just something you need to isolate yourself for a moment. Isolate yourself for a moment. Get yourself together. Focus on yourself. Yeah, Alfred, exactly. Basically what I'm saying. Change the energy in the house, aka produce the type of environment that you want. So if you living with somebody and they toxic and you allowing that to bring you down, see, they producing the environment. They producing that toxic environment. And you falling victim to that. Nah, you gotta produce the environment that you want. You gotta set that tone. Yeah, Zucko, most definitely. In due time, we're gonna have that. We're gonna build. We're gonna chop it up on the phone. We're gonna chop it up. So yeah, we gotta do better at producing the type of environment that we want, man. We gotta stop allowing other people and their energy to dictate our vibe, to dictate our energy. We gotta stop allowing that. Stop being a product of your environment, especially everybody on this thread. If you on this thread, if you rocking with what I'm saying, you should be above being a product of your environment. We producers of our environment. So if you following this thread, if you tuning in and tapping into what I'm saying, you should not be falling victim to your environment. You should be strong enough to produce the type of environment that you would like to see and that you would like to be in. Produce the environment instead of being a product of it. So we strong enough, man. Everybody on this thread is strong enough to produce the type of environment that they want. Point blank, period. Are you pushing 4T? No, I fast all the time while working out. That actually helps me stay lean and stay ripped. Now, at first, when you're doing it, it's going to be hard to do because you're probably going to be feeling weak. You're going to be low on energy. I have done it so much that it doesn't bother me. But no, it's not counterproductive to fast while sticking to your workout regimen, especially depending on what your goal is. If you're trying to shred up, you're trying to lose weight, working out in that fasted state is actually beneficial. Yeah, y'all know I talk about accountability all the time. Y'all know I talk about accountability all the time. I'm big on accountability. And most people are not big on accountability. They big on blameability. They just gonna blame it on somebody. They are big on that blameability, man. I'm just gonna make up a word, but we like to blame. Blame, blame, blame. And I have to catch myself sometimes, man. I may be looking at a situation the wrong way, and I may be looking at all the other reasons outside of myself as to why this happened. Then when I take it back down, when I really start to focus on it and really break it down, it comes back to self. It always comes back to self. It always, at the end of the day, this is why I tell it always comes back to self. That's why I always tell people to focus on self. I don't care what it is that you're doing. I don't care what it is that you're faced with. I don't care what it is that you're going through. Guess what? It's going to all come back to you. It's going to all come back to self. You have some involvement in the process, so it's going to always come back to you. So that's why I say you cannot go wrong by focusing on yourself. Yeah, Alfred. Yeah, certain type of rap music can do that to you. That's why I got to balance it out with the rap music, with the message. Like when I'm working out, I'm tapped into some gangster rap. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm tapped into some of the most gangster rap made, man. So I'm tapped in when I'm working out, things of that nature. But sometimes, man, when I'm kicking back, chilling, just to change up the vibe, man, I'm about to play that music with a message, or I'm gonna throw that jazz on or something. But we got to really definitely start being more accountable, man, for our circumstances and our environments and things of that nature, man. We got to be more accountable. That's why I tell people all the time, like, man, accountability, like, it just goes with, like, a lot of times we get overly emotional. Like, people talk about that, I should be able to go anywhere that I want to without having to do this, that, and the third. I said, that sounds good, but that's not reality. It's like if I wear red in the wrong neighborhood, chances are that could probably be the end of my life. Is that right? No, but that's just the way that it is. So that's why I try to tell a lot of my sisters, they get terribly offended to the point where I don't even talk about this type of stuff no more. But I say, man, when you go into certain environments, like, you might need to watch what you wear. And the reason why I say that, it ain't me trying to control a woman. It's me basically saying I know the nature of the beast. So if you go into a certain type of environment, if you're going into this club environment where people, when they see skin, and it's a bunch of dogs out here, when they see that skin, they go crazy. You may attract the wrong type of attention if you dress a certain type of way. Just like if I'm a man and I go into the wrong neighborhood, that could be the end of my life. It's not right, but it is the way that it is. That's why I say we need to be more mindful with where we go, how we dress when we go to these places, and all of that, man. We just got to be mindful. I know where not to wear red. I know where not to wear blue. But I've tried to get this message across to some women. I'm like, man, when you go to a certain type of environment, whether or not you want to acknowledge it, we judge a lot based off of appearance. We judge a lot, man. We make assumptions based off of how people are dressed. And that happens to women a lot, man. I can tell you that because I'm a man, so I can tell you what men are thinking when they see a woman dressed a certain type of way. So I wouldn't just be speaking like this if I didn't necessarily know it from experience. So when you go into a certain environment, you dress a certain type of way, showing all type of skin, don't get mad at the type of attention that you're drawing to yourself. Just like if I went to a place where it's going to be all women and I'm dressed a certain type of way and I'm exposing my muscle, I know that I'm gonna get a certain type of attention if I do that. I'm not too fond of that type of attention. So if I go to a place where I know it's gonna be a lot of women, man, I'm gonna dress a certain type. I'm gonna dress accordingly. I'm not gonna reveal a lot. So a lot of people need to know and understand that. A lot of people need to know and understand that, man. That's accountability for me. I'm not necessarily saying the other people that are judging you or assuming a certain thing based off of how you dressed are not in the wrong. But what I'm saying is we got to be mindful. We got to be cautious. If I'm finna go to this neighborhood, and I know it's a blood neighborhood, I'm not about to wear blue. That would be dumb. And these people don't know me, and I'm finna just go to that neighborhood that I know that if you wear the color blue, something might happen to you, and I just wear blue, thinking that I'm invincible, thinking that, well, the world should be different. I should be able to wear blue wherever I want to wear it. No. Got to be more mindful, man. You got to be more mindful. You got to think. Got to make better decisions. So that's part of the game as well, man. Just making better decisions. Stop thinking, stop looking at the world and saying, well, the world should be, you already know how it goes, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But that's not what it is. So you got to look at the world for what it is, not what it should be. The world should be a very positive and peaceful place, but it's not. It is not. So a lot of things that should be are not the law, are not the reality. So we got to move according to that. And we got to make wise decisions. But a lot of people get offended when you say certain things like that. Oh, Zucko, I'm definitely not a fan. I'm not a fan of control. I'm not a fan of control at all, especially in relationships, man. I don't deal with that. Like I said, the Holy Trinity is man, woman, and child. And it's about complimenting one another. Complimenting one another. At the end of the day, it's complementary. It should be complementary. I'm not striving to control anybody. I'm trying to solidify that foundation. I'm trying to be that foundation. I'm trying to be that head. I'm trying to be that mind. Then she can be that heart. That heartbeat, that pulse that keep everything going, that's enforcing everything. But control, no. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. In all relationships, I have parts where I'm strong, and I have parts where I'm weak. Hopefully she's strong in the areas to where I'm weak, and then we can balance each other out like that. But control, man, the only thing you're going to get when you striving to control, man, you're going to get a lot of resistance. And you're going to get somebody, man, that's not going to really elevate you and take you to that next level. I'm not striving to control you. I'm not striving to control you. To me, that's weak, man. People that strive to control, people that are control freaks, they weak. That's weak. Especially when it's a man trying to control a woman. Trying to tell her she can't communicate with her family and she can't be that's weak to me. That's weak, but then it also signals that you're dealing with some type of insecurity as well. So I'm not into controlling. I'm into complimenting. Because I know at the end of the day, I can't do anything without that woman and vice versa. So I'm into complimenting. It's gonna be certain areas, it's gonna be certain aspects of life to where I'm not well versed. So that she needs to cut that slack, just like it's gonna be areas where I need to make up for her. So I'm into complimentary. I'm into complimenting one another. Tristan, what's good? So if you out here trying to, that's slavery to me. We as black people, we definitely shouldn't be trying to control. That's slavery to me. We just had how long was our people? How long were our people out here controlled, manipulated, and mastered, and things of that nature, man? That's the last thing I'm trying to do is control somebody and enslave them. I don't want a slave, man. I don't want a slave. Yeah, I don't want a slave now. I don't want to do that. If I'm able to tell you anything, and you to the point where you fear me, and not in a good way. You know what I mean? You fear me, man. I don't want that. When I come around, you fidgety and things like that, man, that's unhealthy and that's toxic. So control, I'm good. I'd rather use another C word and compliment the black woman, man, because at the end of the day, I need that black woman. And I would hope that she feel the same about me as a black man. We need each other, and that's the way that I feel. So when it comes to something that I know that I need, I can't control that. And I'm not trying to control it because I need it. Yeah, most definitely. A lot of people can't understand that. Yeah, a lot of people can't understand that. And then vice versa. If you're dealing with a woman that's trying to control you, because you got a lot of that out here. It's time for you to dip. I know a lot of good brothers, man, that they woman basically be dogging them, man, just controlling them. On the flip side, you better not tolerate that as a man either. Like, don't allow anybody to control you for the most part, man. Don't do that. That's relationships and in life in general, man. Just don't allow that. Don't allow that. We was enslaved for too long. We was enslaved for too long, man. We ain't got time for that. Oh yeah, Jamar, most definitely, man. Like I pointed out in life, man. Some of my hardest times in life, black women had my back more than anybody. So I never turn my back on black women. The hardest times in my life, man, black women had my back more than anybody. Some of the roughest periods in my life, a black woman held me down when nobody else would. Even a black man was giving me the most passive advice ever when it came to some of my roughest times, man. They was not looking out for your boy. It was black women. It was black women going to bat for me. Oh, most definitely. They had to get us through it, man, because the white man was striving to wipe us out. So they was killing us left and right. So they had to get us through it. Because a black man, the moment you look at a white, like you was dead. So it was hard for us to survive through it. It was hard for us to push through, man, because they were just killing us off for no reason, making examples out of us. But the table's turning now. As they say, Babylon is falling. So the things are about to reverse. We about to be back on top, man. They know this. They know this. That's why they living in fear. We about to be back on top. But I don't necessarily want to get into that just yet. That's another video, man. But black people, we about to make our way back to the top. A lot of your ancestors have talked about this, man, but that time is coming. That time is coming soon. That time is coming soon. Alfred, man, don't worry about, man. Look, money, it's a lot of different things in regards to like money, like green piece of paper. That's just one form of income. Your mind is another form of currency. I say, I do you one better. Start studying her business. Start reading up on business so that you can help make her business a lot stronger. That's financial currency. To the point where she realized she may need you to help take the business to the next level. So start studying business, because that knowledge, that information, that's currency. So it ain't about who makes the most money. It ain't about who makes the most green, who generates the most green. Nah, man, that information is currency. So study business. Study business and help her take her business to that next level. So at the end of the day, without you, then that business will not reach a certain level because you took the time out to study business. Y'all looking at that, don't look at that income number, like how much you generate. Don't look at that. Don't focus on that. Focus on the information aspect. Focus on what can you do to make her business stronger and better. Focus on that. Help her take her business to the next level. That's something that I do. Oh, she got a business. I'm gonna study marketing. I'm gonna study her industry and see what it is that she needs to do to take that business to the next level. So that's how I do that. People think when we think about currency, we tend to think about a green piece of paper. No, information is currency. That's why I say the man is the head of the household. That don't necessarily mean bringing in all the green pieces of paper. Dog, the head of the household means information. That's the mind. That's currency. So just bring that information. Be that source of information. When she needs some advice in regards to how to take her business to the next level, you got it, because you're supposed to be the head. You're supposed to be that mind. So again, when it comes to who make the most money, I don't even care about that. I'm trying to take in the most information so that I can help everybody. Because with that information gonna come more of that currency, more of that income. But y'all know, man, I might have to tap back in with y'all later on today, man, because I'm getting riled up. I'm feeling the energy. But I got somebody that's about to come in here that I gotta train, man. So I gotta cut this one short. But I might have to come back and revisit this one, because I was about to go off into something else, man. I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling good, getting warmed up. So I may tap back in with y'all later. But I gotta tend to this client real quick and get this gym situated so that I can destroy her real quick. So y'all be easy, man. Y'all enjoy this Wednesday. I may tap back in with y'all, man. Y'all stay easy out here. Peace. I'm out.